Am I the arsehole for wearing a gold dress to a wedding? Plus update. Original post. I will link the dress. I put gold in quotation marks because I think it's more bronze orange. But maybe I'm splitting hairs and I'm a total arsehole. Some context. Myself, 30 female, and best friend Dan, 30 male, got married to Lauren, 27 female, yesterday. Me and Dan have been best friends since high school, and despite always being platonic with no romantic interests on either side, his now wife Lauren has always disliked me. In their 3 years of dating, I have not been allowed to see Dan alone because she feels that it's suspicious that I want to hang out with him. Honestly, I just miss my friend. Despite me being happily married, she's always kept me at arm's length. I always figured this was because she's from a very conservative family. Dan has spoken to her multiple times, and after, she'll back off for a bit before reverting to complaining about him being friends with a girl again. It's not ideal, but she makes Dan happy, so I made my peace with it. That brings us to the wedding. Originally, I was going to be in the groom's party, but Lauren ended up crying, saying a wedding is not a place to swap gender roles. Dan was fighting her on this, but I told him I'll just attend as a guest and not to choose this hill to die on. The dress code was warm tone garden party, and we were encouraged to wear earthy, warm colours. I picked out a bronze orange dress that I thought fit this perfectly, and the style even matched some examples they gave. In short, I thought I had nailed it. The wedding went great. However, at the reception, Lauren dragged me aside and said, "I cannot believe you would wear gold to my wedding. You're not the first prize, you're just effing trashy." I was so shocked in the moment, I just stared at her. She practically screamed at me to leave, and she was drawing attention, so I grabbed my husband, said goodbye to Dan, and left. Dan reached out after and told me he was upset I left his wedding so soon. Lauren's mum has texted me saying I ruined the wedding for her daughter and I'm stupid for wearing a gold dress. She's saying it's as bad as wearing white. I was genuinely not aware this was a thing. I want to reach out to Dan to explain, but I don't know if I'm in the wrong here. Am I the arsehole? My opinion for OP. Well, OP, you showed great awareness and sensitivity not to be in either the bride or groom's party. Instead, you opted to go as a guest so as not to make the bride jealous. I guess, knowing how the bride feels about you, you probably could have gone for a more low-key dress, as because it's you in that gold dress, she's bound to find something to say, and it won't be positive. I'm interested to see how the story develops. Now for the top comments before reading the update. Comment 1. I don't think it would have mattered what colour your dress was. The now wife hates you. I was going to find something to yell at you for whatever you wore. If it wasn't the dress colour, it would have been something else. Tell your friend why you left early and make sure he knows how his wife treats you, not the arsehole. Comment 2. Lauren's mum has texted me. Why does Lauren's mum have your number? That is bizarre. Can't you just forward that to Dan after they've returned from honeymoon, etc.? Nothing to be gained from doing that right now, but neither Lauren nor her mum should contact you again. Definitely keep your distance. Comment 3. Not the arsehole. You wore an orange dress to their wedding. It was perfectly within the dress code. To be frank, I didn't even know it was normal to decide which colours guests wear to the wedding. Thought that was for bridesmaids. But sure, you followed the dress code. She clearly has beef with you. If your description of this is accurate, then she is making a drama out of nothing. Comment 4. What the F? Not the arsehole. That dress is copper, not even close to gold, and I don't know why gold would be a problem in the first place. Sucks that Dan is upset with you, but he needs to take it up with his wife. She clearly told you to leave, so nobody should be holding that against you. As someone else said, it sounds like Lauren would have had a problem with whatever you were wearing. Now for the updates. Update 1. Wow guys, I genuinely didn't know what to expect posting to strangers on this, but I am so thankful to my husband for suggesting this. I needed a non-biased view on this wearing gold to a wedding issue, and now it's clear that was never the issue. Many of you asked if the dress I wore stood out, and honestly, I know I'm biased saying this, but I genuinely don't think so. Another girl was wearing the exact same dress, but in a dark red, which we had a laugh about. Slip dresses are a pretty common wedding guest dress where I am, and it was the type of dress that was recommended by the bride. I think many of you were right in saying that it was never about the dress, but how I looked wearing it. I do want to start this update by thanking my husband, who suggested I post here, and been having a ball reading your comments since posting, and even posting a photo of us this morning with a caption along the lines of, "My gold prize of a wife. I'm winning in life thanks to you." Turns out, Dan found out pretty quickly what actually happened and called me last night. Apparently, Lauren's mum had told him I was really drunk and told Lauren her dress wasn't it, so I was requested to leave. Dan had his suspicions that it was bullshit, but it wasn't until his mum calling him that confirmed it. Turns out she was nearby when Lauren pulled me aside and ironically was actually wearing a yellow gold dress that taught him a new one about letting Lauren treat me like that. Dan didn't have a solution when he called. I could tell he was emotionally exhausted and pretty defeated. He said he wished I had taken it out on the open bar rather than leaving, but he understood why I left. He thanked me for taking the high road, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. He apologized for what happened. Apparently, this is an ongoing fight between him and Lauren. For all of those who said Lauren just hates me, turns out it's 100% true. Apparently, she has been trying to convince Dan to cut me off, because that's what a good husband does. He said he thought she had gotten over it now that they were married. I told him that he needs to focus on his happiness, and that I will always be here to support him, and that I will take a step back if that's what he needs. They were supposed to leave for their honeymoon yesterday, but when Dan called, they were still at home, so who knows? I've blocked Lauren and her mum and forwarded the messages to Dan as recommended. Thanks again everyone for your comments and judgment. Update 2. So, it's been a couple of months and a bit has happened. The situation seemed to resonate with quite a few people, so I thought I would provide a final update. Thank you to everyone who has messaged. It did help me feel a little less crazy during this time, and to the person who let me know I can simply post an update here, thank you. I had no idea how all this worked. So, Lauren ended up finding the post on TikTok and was understandably pissed. She called me from Dan's phone and started screaming at me, saying I had ruined her wedding and that I knew what I was doing wearing a dress like that to the wedding. After the initial shock of expecting Dan and getting Lauren screaming, I yelled, "What kind of dress? The same cut that Amy wore? Someone else has worn the same dress but in a different colour. F off, I just can't win with you. Dress nicely and I'm out to get you. Dress casually and I'm taking the piss. I've tried so hard with you, but I'm done," and hung up. I messaged Dan, "I clearly can't be in your life with everything the way it is right now. Good luck. I'll always be a call away," before blocking the number, which broke my heart. That was 3 months ago, and I didn't hear anything except from Dan's mother saying Lauren wouldn't stop complaining about me, and life continued. In this time I discovered I am pregnant. Me and hubby made a post a couple of weeks ago announcing this, which is why Dan turned up at my front door a few days after. We talked over many drinks on his end and mocktails on mine. He told me that he always thought it was the right thing to do to listen to your partner's boundaries and insecurities, and that Lauren had a lot of body image issues, which resulted in her being suspicious of other women. So he thought the right thing was to support her, but he got lost in setting his own boundaries when it came to how she controlled his interactions with his friends. He said the whole situation forced him to think about her boundaries and her own personal standards, and saw that they consistently contradicted each other. Like, she believes, rightly so, that women are allowed to wear whatever they feel comfortable in, but she would complain that I was unreasonable for wearing bikinis to family beach days because it was inappropriate. Dan also realised she was trying to cut out his sister, and literally every woman in his life, including his boss, insisting he get another job. By the time he had heard about my pregnancy, he told me he didn't want to be an absent friend through this, and so had a serious conversation with Lauren. I won't go into details, but the result was that they are currently separated and both in therapy. Dan asked Lauren to move out, and she is currently staying with her mum, who is apparently convinced I am the devil. Whilst I am sad for Dan's relationship having to end like this, I am happy to see that he's starting to learn what a healthy relationship actually is, and that he will be able to be my friend through my pregnancy. My husband is excited to have his gaming buddy back. I reached out to Lauren with Dan's permission, letting her know I'm here to talk in a therapy session if she felt like it would help, but I haven't received a response yet, and maybe that's for the best. I can't help but feel bad on some days because I know that a lot of this is born from insecurity, but I'm trying to focus on the positives that both of them are in therapy and hopefully we'll move on to bigger and better things. I'm sorry if this update is a bit scattered as well. Pregnancy brain has been hitting me hard. This update has been read and approved by Dan. Story 2. I pretend I don't know about my friend's secret group chat, where they mock me. I'm Ron, 28 male, and I live with my roommate Emma, 27 female. Emma is my younger sister's best friend, and I've known her since childhood. My sister used to live with us, but she moved abroad with her fiancé. The apartment belongs to my sister's late aunt, so I live here rent-free, sharing bills and chores with Emma. It's a great deal, and our living arrangement has always been smooth, with no romantic feelings between us. I've always respected her boyfriends, and she's respected my girlfriends. I think of her as a sister. 2 months ago, while Emma was in the shower, I noticed a notification on her phone with my name on it. Curiosity got the better of me, so I checked it. The message mentioned a prank involving me, which led me to open her phone. That's when I discovered a group chat that included almost all our mutual friends. The chat was filled with memes and jokes mocking my appearance, making me the butt of their jokes. I was stunned because I thought I had a good relationship with these people. As I scrolled back through the chat, I saw that it all started when Emma joked to a friend that she was so desperate that she might consider sleeping with a homeless man who sometimes sleeps on our rooftop. Her friend jokingly suggested that she could sleep with me instead, to which Emma replied that she wasn't that desperate. The joke escalated and soon the group chat was filled with demeaning jokes and memes about me. They even planned a prank where a pretty girl would flirt with me, ask me out, and then stand me up, while they placed bets on how long I'd wait. I'm not particularly insecure about my appearance. I know I'm not traditionally good looking, but I've never had trouble finding girlfriends. However, the betrayal from people I considered friends hurt deeply. What stung the most was Emma's involvement. I couldn't understand why someone who had always been so caring would partake in this. 3 years ago, I had a motorcycle accident, and Emma practically lived at the hospital for the 10 days I was there. When I came home, she helped me recover, so this behaviour left me confused and hurt. After discovering the chat, I distanced myself from them. I used work as an excuse to avoid hanging out, staying late or going out when they were at home. I even limited my interactions with Emma, telling her I was stressed about work, which wasn't entirely untrue. I had recently agreed to relocate to another city for a job promotion, something I hadn't told anyone yet. About a week ago, I checked Emma's phone again. The group chat was still active, and while some members noticed my absence and wondered if something was wrong, they quickly dismissed the idea, saying that even if I knew, it was all harmless. Emma mentioned my promotion, which reassured them that I was just stressed. Then they continued mocking me, this time about my job. I couldn't understand their motives anymore. There's no going back, but I realised that I haven't had any fun in the last 2 months, so I decided to pretend I don't know anything and start hanging out with them again. Since I'm leaving in a few months, I figured I might as well enjoy the time I have left. We have plans to see a movie and grab drinks together soon. When the time comes, I'll leave without telling anyone, including Emma. Once I'm gone, I'll block everyone except Emma. If anyone tries to reach out, I'll send Emma screenshots of their chat and let that be the final word. My English isn't perfect, so I apologise if this was hard to read. Thanks for listening. Edit. Thank you for all the support. I didn't expect so much love. I want to clarify that I do have friends outside of this group, including my army buddies and my childhood best friend. Not everyone in the group chat spoke badly about me, but they're all complicit by being part of it. These friends often hang out at our place, watching movies and playing games. Losing them hurts, but it's not as painful as the thought of losing my real friends. As for my sister, I haven't told her because she would tell Emma and that would lead to drama, which I want to avoid. I'm not afraid to confront them, but I don't want to deal with fake apologies and the drama that would follow. I'd rather focus on myself, my new role, and planning my departure. I understand why some people think I should expose them and cut ties now, but that wouldn't benefit me. I can't make new friends or look for a girlfriend in this city since I'm leaving soon. So I'll manage a few more months in their company, focusing on my own future and leaving the drama behind. Now for the advice. Comment 1. No OP, please don't do that. I would make shirts with "I rather F a hobo" and I would gift them to Emma and the group. Do not hang around those people. You can branch out and find better people almost anywhere, probably the hobo. Comment 2. Find new people and no, you don't need to be there for Emma. She may have been kind to you when you had your accident, but someone who could continually mock a friend behind his back the way she does is not your friend. Cut all ties permanently and find better friends. I wish you the best. I will cut ties permanently once I leave for my new job. Until then, it's not that easy to just walk away. I want to avoid all the drama or some awkward situations. I'd rather pretend everything is okay and one day just leave. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you.